Reimagining Success, episode 241. You're listening to the Reimagining Success podcast, where we help you design a business and a life that allows you freedom from the 9 to 5. I'm your host, Anna Lundberg, ex-corporate good girl, now a business mentor and coach, author, mum of 2, and I'm here to help you create more freedom, flexibility and fulfillment. Now let's get started with redefining success outside of the 9 to 5. Hello there, welcome back, and we are in June. Can you believe it? So we're in the 6th month of 2023, in case you weren't able to count the months, which means that we're at the end of the second quarter of the calendar year, and it's a good time to think about what's been going on so far and what we want to do next. Before I get going on today's episode, I do want to say that hopefully I'm reminding you, and hopefully this is not new news, but we have the Business Breakthrough Bootcamp happening this week. So if you're listening to this today, during the week, we will be running a 5-day immersive workshop series. It is a paid workshop. It requires a commitment from your side as it does from me, and we'll be coming together for an hour every day this week. Of course, there will be replays. I know that life can get in the way and we're all in different time zones, but of course, if you can join live, that is ideal. So I've been speaking to a lot of you in the last few weeks and months and understanding where you really need to focus. And a couple of things that came through were I want more clients, which, let's face it, when do we not want more clients? More confidence and more time for the business, but of course, ultimately, really more freedom to do what we want to do, to live our life. So that's what we're going to be focusing on. So if you haven't already grabbed your spot, do come over to onestepoutside.com/breakthrough, onestepoutside.com/breakthrough. You can join in the middle of the week. You will still have the sessions. And if you're ambitious and hardworking, you can catch up and you can watch the replays. You'll have access for a whole month. So not to worry if you've missed it, but do come on over today if you can, so you can join us for the first session. So if you're listening to this live, we're going live this afternoon at 3:00 UK time. So do check your time zones. 3:00 every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then on Friday, we'll have a slightly different time of 11 for the live Q&A. So that's that link one more time, onestepoutside.com/breakthrough. And that is what we're talking about today, how to get your next business breakthrough. So of course, the first thing to do is to sign up to that challenge. But in the meantime, a bit of background on why we're doing this. So as I'm sure I don't need to tell you, if you're doing this, starting and growing a solopreneur business can be a pretty lonely process. Certainly has been the last few years, with everybody really being at home, although I suppose in some way that's kind of brought us together as well. But it can also get really overwhelming, whether you're just starting out and everything's new and exciting, but also confusing, or you've been in business for a while and you're working on the next challenge, because we're always raising that bar, aren't we? We're always looking to the next thing. So certainly I have new ideas every day, constantly adding to an endless to-do list, not to mention there are always unexpected challenges along the way. And we can easily end up drowning, getting lost and losing sight of the big picture. And that can be really demotivating, it can be stressful. We're not sure if we're focusing on the right things. And this idea of a breakthrough, I mean, I've felt that frustration several times in my business. And so whether, it's at the beginning and you feel like, oh, it's just so slow. It's so slow to get started. You've got these ideas. You have some sort of accelerated periods when you make lots of progress and then, it feels you're a bit stuck and sort of swampy and you're not getting anywhere. Or you've had initial success and you end up on a plateau, because that can happen too. Or you're just hungry for more, right? I'm certainly at that point in my business where I'm sort of at a pivotal moment where I can't and I don't want to go too all in, because I've got the kids. I've got a now 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, Sophia starting school, etc., and I want to be present with that. But I also feel really hungry for that next level, to make a bigger impact, to change some things and so on. Maybe you feel like you're your industry's best kept secret. You've got some amazing ideas and materials and support available, and you just don't feel like you're reaching people. So whatever that next breakthrough is, I've got 4 pieces that need to be in place for you. And this is, of course, what we'll be looking at in the challenge as well this week. But I want to give you an overview if you can't join for whatever reason. And if you're joining, this is still going to be a good introduction. So the first thing is your vision. Again, whether you've been in business for a while or you're just starting out, the first step has to be getting crystal clear on what it is that you're working towards and what success looks like for you. And of course, I talk about this all the time, but specifically in this context, what is that breakthrough that you're after? If we're just feeling frustrated and you know, I'm not the biggest manifester and law of attraction. I don't just sit on my bum and wait for things to happen, and I hope you don't either. But there is an element of, you know, if I'm just sending out to the universe, hey, I want a breakthrough, that's not really specific enough. So maybe if you're just starting out, it's about getting your first clients. If you're further along, maybe it's about getting a certain amount of income every month, or maybe launching your first group program, getting your first piece of media coverage, hiring your first team member. And if you're running a financially successful business, it could even be that the breakthrough is being able to go on holiday without taking your laptop, or only working 3 days a week like I do at the moment, or moving from that kind of launch roller coaster up and down the big intense processes, or writing long proposals, whatever it is that your business model is, to a more relaxing cycle where you're really feeling in control of the business. You're getting new clients sort of on a rolling basis without having to have these high pressure seasons. So that's the first piece, is having that clear vision for your business and your life as a whole, and specifically a really targeted goal for what it is you want that breakthrough to be. The second piece, and usually I'd go to mindset at this point, but I know people are eager to get the nitty-gritty and the tangible things. So I've mixed things up a bit and I'm looking at strategy, because once you have your personal vision, you need to know what those individual building blocks are going to be that will get you there. So you want to have a really focused plan that's going to be a viable business, whether it's a new business or you're pivoting in a different direction. It needs to be financially viable. There needs to be a market for it. It needs to make sense for you. And that strategy is going to help you reach your target. So that could be the business model, having the right mix of products, having the right pricing, of course, and that's a huge topic that we often talk about here. It's putting in place the financial forecasting to make sure that you're hitting your goals and that you have the marketing and sales plan in place to reach those goals. And then, of course, tracking. And I know it's easy to put your head in the sand, but really monitoring those numbers and seeing, hang on, I didn't hit my target for this month, for May, June. Now, I'm not going to give up just in the rest of the year. I'm going to knuckle down and see, okay, what can I do differently? What can I do more of? What do I need to do differently? What do I need to add? What do I need to stop doing? And so on. So having that really, really clear strategy as to how you're going to achieve that breakthrough. If I want that first piece of media coverage, what am I doing? Well, I'd probably need to identify the channels. So is it TV, radio, magazines, online, offline, and so on? And what are those magazines that I want to get published in? What are the stories? How am I going to pitch myself? How often am I going to contact them? How do I get their email addresses and so on? It can get quite tangible, really detailed. If you want to hire your first team member, then what is the list of roles they need to have, and how are you going to go about doing that? Do you want to have someone local? Do you want to hire perhaps a mother who's working part-time? Do you want to go for the VA in the Philippines? You know, there's all sorts of really tangible, strategic and tactical pieces that need to come into play to get you to that business breakthrough. So number 2 is strategy. Number 3 is mindset, because, of course, you can map out the best strategies in the world, put in all that hard work. But if you don't have the confidence that you need, if you don't have the conviction that you're working on the right things, and if you don't have the resilience to get up again when you inevitably hit some setbacks along the way, then you aren't going to get the results that you want. And I don't want to be too negative, because that's the whole point. Actually, you need to believe that what you're looking for, what you're working towards, is possible. So there are all sorts of things that can hold you back, like perfectionism, procrastinations, and you need confidence to stick to your plan and make it happen, right? So again, if you're starting out and if your mindset is, I'm just starting out, I can't really charge that much in this market, I need to offer still things for free and really cheap services, then you're obviously not going to be able to raise your prices, because even though you might hear me or someone say, you need to, you have a greater value in what you're providing, and you need to look at how you can deliver more value and raise your prices for that. If you don't believe you're ready for that, then unfortunately that's sort of self-sabotage. And it's a cognitive something or other going on. I was going to say cognitive dissonance. I'm not quite sure if that's what it is, but there's a disconnect between the action that you want, the action you're want to take, and what's happening in your mind. If you're, again, further along, if you take an example of someone who's financially successful, you still link success to hard work, to stress, to being in the weeds of executing in your business, then you're not going to be able to take time off and feel confident that your business can still grow, because you don't believe that it's possible to be relaxed and to take time off and still have a really successful business. So there's that element of self-sabotage. So you need the confidence, you need the beliefs that are going to support you to achieve your goals, and your strategy is going to work then. And then finally, really tangible, not so sexy, I know, but it is the key piece. Once you've taken a step back and you've got the vision, you've got your strategy mindset, you have to actually execute it, right? And this is one of my passions, is really anchoring your big picture vision in the day-to-day. It's so easy to get lost in all the things you need to do. And, we get obsessed about the tech here and the automation there and the number here and whatever. And then we forget the bigger picture. We're not really looking at what needs to happen to move the needle in the business. And so we're just kind of doing these executional things. We can do the busy work really all day, every day. And unfortunately, we're not going to get anywhere. So we need to keep things super, super simple, plan out the steps that are actually going to ladder up into your strategy and then your big goals, so that you have super clear priorities each and every week. So I'll give you that link one more time. If you do want to join us, there is still time. Again, you can join us today live we'll be on Zoom in a private room together. You'll be getting lots of support from me this week, so it really is incredible value to join us. Again, we're focusing on that end result of getting more clients, more confidence, more time and energy for what matters most, and really to helping you identify your individual breakthrough, whatever that is for you. So this is an incredible opportunity. If you haven't been able to work with me until now, or if you've considered it and you're not sure if it's the right fit, this is a really good moment to work quite closely with me and with a small group to get these pieces of clarity. And maybe that's enough for you then to sail off into the sunset and keep implementing that, which I hope. And if not, then I of course will be sharing how we can work together in a more ongoing way, because a week, as much as I will cram as much as I possibly can into it to give you lots of value, of course, there's so much more we could do together. So there'll always be that opportunity as well. So again, onestepoutside.com/breakthrough. You can still join us. Again, if it is midweek, if you'd like to still join us, just let me know if it makes sense and we can chat about if it still works, if it's a little bit late to join in the middle of the week. But I'd be really happy to have you on. You can listen to the recordings if you've got time to do that and catch up. You'll have access for a month. And there is the live Q&A on Friday, so you'll be able to come on and ask any and all questions that you have. So one more time, onestepoutside.com/breakthrough. And just to recap on what we've been talking about today. So the first thing is to have your clear vision on what it is you want, big picture, but also concretely, what is that breakthrough that you're looking for? The second is to have the right strategy in place. And of course, that's a big thing to say. So much more we could dig into there, but really to have those building blocks that are going to ladder up into that vision and not take you off on some other course of success. The third piece is mindset, having the confidence, the conviction, the resilience that you need. And finally, the planning. And I know it's not the most exciting piece, but it actually is exciting because it's what's going to, what you do every day is actually what gets you the results. So I hope that's enough to persuade you that it is a really important piece of the puzzle. So I'd love to see you over in the Breakthrough Challenge. And if not, I hope this has given you at least a bit of a structure. Maybe you can see where the gap is. Maybe you do have a clear idea of the breakthrough, but you've got a few self-sabotaging beliefs going on. Maybe you're just missing the tangible planning piece, or maybe you are doing all that busy work, but you don't have the big picture strategy. And so again, join us in the challenge. You can reach me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, wherever we're connected if you have any questions about this, about joining the challenge or about working together. So I hope that was useful. I'm looking for my own breakthrough, so I'll be joining you in this process as well. And I look forward to working with you. Hopefully see you soon. Bye for now. There is so much incredible information out there that's going to help you build and grow your business. However, what is missing from all this is the personalized feedback, support with troubleshooting, and tailored guidance that's really designed to help you in your particular situation with your specific challenges. Introducing the Business Incubator, a mentoring program focused on exactly that: implementation, support and accountability to help experienced corporate professionals like you grow your expert business faster without sacrificing your personal life to do so. You'll get expert guidance and personal feedback to help you focus on the right things at the right time, comprehensive training materials and frameworks to support you, but above all, you will get weekly structure and accountability to help you identify your priorities, stay focused and review your progress. And you'll get a supportive community of people who get it, who are going to cheer you on and share their lessons learned. So this is a really unique hybrid program that gives you the intimacy of one-to-one support, the training, frameworks and structure of a course, and that community element of a group program. You can read more and apply now at onestepoutside.com/grow. That's onestepoutside.com/grow.